Hello and welcome to the All Around Attributee RN channel, where I am passionate about helping victims of all ages overcome the fear of facing the abuse. And why is my sound not working? Can y'all hear me? I'm not able to see if my sound is here. Let's see what's going on here. Welcome to the All Around Natural Beauty RN channel, where I'm passionate about helping victims of all ages overcome the fear, there we go, of facing the abuse to become survivors. Over here, we believe that you can't help if you are a victim, but if you are still here, then you owe it to yourself and to society to heal from the abuse, to become a survivor. Over here, we do not do moments of silence. We do moments of speaking where we speak out the names of the victims and we speak out the names of the abusers. Because we know that here in this society, we have been taught and conditioned to keep the secrets of abusers. And that's how we have generations of domestic violence and abuse against women and children going unchecked because victims are afraid to speak up. So far, we've been using the umbrella of Justice for Shanquella Robinson as a platform to draw us together in unity, to be one voice, to add more power to ourselves, because we believe that by getting justice for Shanquella Robinson, we can leverage that and get justice for past victims of femicide, domestic violence, and significantly decrease future incidents of this happening. We started talking back in November the 23rd or 24th, I believe, about justice for Shanquella. And now we fast forward 6 months later, and we have still not received justice. We still have, hey, y'all, I see y'all coming over here. How come I can't? Something's going on with my screen here. It's looking super weird. Where my chat at? All right, so let me just make some little adjustments over here on this screen here. I see you over there. We got Janet in the house. Hey, Janet. And thanks for coming to that quick short. We had our little one-on-one over there in our little chat, which is never, it's not available after the short has finished with its coming out and stuff like that. So that's just our own little private message that cannot be viewed for the public anymore. Janet says, hi, RN. What's up, Linda? Linda's the best. Is in the house. Excuse me one moment while I take a sip of my cool, refreshing water here. As you can see, I'm starting to have a hot flash. I'm starting to drip with sweat here. Ooh, yeah. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm 52 years old. Hence the hot flash. I'm 52 years old and a proud Gen Xer. I'm proud to be a Gen X, y'all, because of all the stuff that's going on today. They just really pulling the wool over people's eyes because, you know, a lot of these people, especially these young people, are just believing. They're just believing all this craziness, and no one's checking any facts. No one's reading. People aren't reading. So over here, we all about reading, writing, and arithmetic. A proud Gen Xer here, 52 years old, with 3 adult children, 2 XY chromosomes, and 1 XX. So 2 boys and a girl. And they're all adult, productive members of society. And I have over 30 years of nursing experience. And happy Nurses Week, right? This Nurses Week got kicked off on yesterday. And I'm very proud to be a registered nurse and sharing love and also, promoting this here industry of nursing, right? Which is caring. Always have said that 90% of nursing is caring. If you care, then, you will do good work. And that was one of the things that, thank you, Janet. Let's see here. Janet says, like, subscribe, and share this live. Thank you so much. Yes, Justice for Shanquella is what we are all about over here. I need to find out what I have done to make the screen look good. It's getting huger by the moment. Let's see. I'm going to put this. Oh, man. All right, somehow I made something up over there. But anyway, I ain't going to worry about that for now. I just have to look over here. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for stopping by. And if you haven't already, go ahead and like and subscribe. Please do that. So like I was saying, we have been coming together. We started, this channel really kind of was birthed for Shanquella. However, it's an old channel, but it was an old, just abandoned channel that I was doing some hair stuff on. Was, nothing was happening. And then I started to lift my voice for, to say commentary on what happened to Shanquella Robinson, and more people, started to come over here. A lot of people were outraged at what happened and, really wanted to see some justice get done. So we started coming together to grow the platform, to spread the word, to keep her name out there. So what we've been doing is keeping it hot for Shanquella Robinson, because in the beginning, we were pointing the finger at Mexico. Mexico dropped the ball. Mexico not going to get any justice, blah, 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 right? And I know I was expecting that we was going to get some justice from the good old U.S. of A., especially since Shanquella was a productive member of society here in the good old U.S. of A. And then last month, the good old U.S. of A., not all of them, but we're thinking that it's North Carolina, right? That the people, the Cabo Six, got some special, some people are getting special treatment for this, where the FBI, Charlotte FBI, said that there wasn't enough evidence, that the cause of death was inconclusive. They couldn't determine, it was undetermined. And I don't know, we're here today to continue to stand for justice for Shanquella. We're going to Washington, D.C., coming up very quickly, May 19th. We're going to be in Washington, D.C., coming together for justice for Shanquella Robinson. I like y'all. Look at y'all over here. Yes, thank you. Happy Nurses Week. That's right. Happy Nurses Week. What's up? Scott Smith says salute to everyone. Salute to everyone. Salute to everyone. And there's been a few folks trying to come over to troll, trying to continue to discourage this here, movement, saying that this situation is doomed to move on and not talk about this anymore. But like I said, over here, we don't do moments of silence, and we stick to science and math. We stick to the facts. We stick to the facts, right? So let's see. JP6 says, what is going on, everyone? Hello, Ariane. Yeah, we just here, I've been working a lot, and the Turo business has been keeping me busy also, too. So, yeah. It's been a lot. And nursing week too. And this week for me, working as a nurse has been rough. Nursing is one of those things where it's like a roller coaster. The day is never the same. It's never the same. There's no routine in it. You just never know. Things change and, at the drop of a dime. And that was one of the reasons why I started to talk about this Shanquella Robinson case, because in November, when the video came out, I was able to see and identify the injuries, and I started to speak out because they were trying to paint this as a fight and, trying to make it appear like, nobody could really prove what happened. And so I started talking about it using my 30 years of nursing experience to explain it. And, we've been talking about it ever since. And then one of the things that, as a nurse, we are trained to be patient advocates, right? So we advocate for people, we advocate for victims, and that's what I'm doing here. Linda's Best says, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share the video. We keeping it hot for Shanquella. Yes, we are. And we like keeping it hot because we know that those were some of Shanquella's last words. We keeping it hot. So we keeping it hot for her, especially when Mexico and parts of America over here saying no justice. And that's why we started to pivot. We recognize that we got to get political, right? We gonna get political. I'm gonna finish that song too one day shortly. I'm gonna have some lyrics up in there, and we marching, and we letting them know. So we register. I'm encouraging folks to register to vote, because I had this little research and discovered that 45% of women aren't exercising their right to vote. So that is a lot of power that is left on the table because women aren't voting. So that's why I'm encouraging us to register to vote, and also to bring back the Republican, because these Democrats has really put us in a horrible position, as far as like all this craziness that's going on. We aren't safe over here. There's no protection in our own country, and we're allowing all of this craziness to go forth, and, silencing good people. And the government is all up in the business, trying to raise our kids, trying to steal our kids to, subject them to all this type of cruelty and abuse, right? So I'm just excited that, I'm just in a space where I'm like, I'm ready to be a voice and not be like, I know, some of us have been, where it's like, well, it's not really happening to me, so we don't do anything. That's why you have to speak up, because silence is it's it's not good. It's not good, because you just letting stuff happen. And thank you, Scott. All right, you're just letting stuff, you actually contributing to it, because you're not speaking up. Silence is allowing the abusers to continue to get away with the abuse, right? And that's why I say over here, we don't do moments of silence. We do moments of speaking. Yes, Scott Smith says she deserves justice. Yeah, so I'm watching some, they're doing all this, putting all this energy on the one homeless guy who was killed on the subway in New York. He was a homeless guy who was aggressive, had a history of violence and attacking people, and they're out there protesting because he died due to a chokehold for an ex-Marine, I believe, and two other citizens had to try to hold him down, right? And he ended up losing his life. However, the outrage from the people who are angry at the hero on the subway who, was trying to protect the people from this, delusional person who's out there attacking people. He had a history of attacking people and stuff like that. So all of that for a bad person or a person who hadn't done half the things that Shanquella did, and yet we just sitting silent and nothing's happening, when we're not getting any justice for Shanquella, who was unalived before our very eyes, captured on videotape, and nothing. So it's it's angering. It's really frustrating. Hey, Sharon, what's going on? It says, hi, RN and the beauties. Yes. Welcome to all my beauties and beautifuls. Welcome to the All Around Natural Beauty RN channel, where we getting justice. We ain't taking no for an answer. We're not letting nobody shut us down. And we still going to use our voice to speak out the names of other victims and stuff too. Like I made a short, I think it was earlier today, where I spoke out the name of Brittany Jasmine Hines, who was a victim back in 2011, unsolved. The family hasn't gotten any justice. And she was the sister of my oldest son. And just knowing that most of us have some type of tragedy, some type of something in our family where we've lost a loved one and haven't gotten any justice. And that was the reason why we wanted to really come together and use this situation as a platform to get justice for other people also. Like, we've spoke about Kanika Jenkins and other people too. And like I said, Brittany Jasmine Hines, only 19 years old. Her body was found a couple of states over. And these people, like the Cabo Six, they weren't the first ones to use this technique of dropping a body in another place and getting away with it because of, red tape, right? So people know about these type of things. Like I was saying, for Brittany, 19 years old, she's from California. There was surveillance videos, footage showing her in Las Vegas, Nevada. However, her body was found in Arizona. And a lot of times when people's bodies are found far away from their home in different states, a lot of times the family aren't able to retrieve the body. So we saw in Shanquella's case, her father was able to bring the body back here. So these were opportunities for the case to get solved. That's why it's such an outrage that with all of the steps that was taken to make sure that we can get the justice, for them to just go, oh no, it's not, this doesn't prove anything, it's not enough. It's extremely frustrating. And especially when we have so many people that have even less evidence, to still be waiting in line. So these things, like I said, it's very heavy on the heart, and it's really set up, the enemy sets it up so we can give up and just be like, well, it's just we're not going to get any justice because Shanquella was a Black woman, and, Black women don't get any justice, right? So we have to change that, because a lot of times we've been conditioned to things like I was explaining to you guys about the psychology of the flea in the glass jar, right? So you want to condition, anything, you keep replicating the condition, and then once you remove it, the person or thing will be so conditioned to that they will still only do that thing. So the flea in the glass jar, the flea is conditioned to only jump so high because it jumps high and hits the ceiling of this glass jar, right? So you keep it on there for a while, and then the flea will only jump so high because it doesn't want to hit the top of the glass jar. And however, once you remove it, the flea will still only jump as high as it remembers the glass jar. And I believe that's how we respond to as humans, right? We still, conditioned on stuff that happened hundreds of years ago to believe that we can only go so far or only do so many things. Linda Bess says, March for Justice for Shanquella Robinson, May 19th, 2023 at 8:30. Yes. All right. Thank you, Linda. Thank you. I knew y'all was going to come through for me. At 8:30 a.m. on Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C. Let me get over here and pin this to the chat. Why is this thing? Let me see. Where is that at? Linda Best. Y'all come in here making the comments and stuff. I'm super happy. Something's happening over here with my. Let me see. Let me trade this out. But I'm gonna pin that as soon as I'm able to. But thank you, Linda, because I still wasn't sure. I'm gonna get there, like I said, Thursday night. I knew just getting there a day early would have give me enough time to be able to figure out where I gotta go, where I gotta go and stuff. All right, so I'm gonna go back over here, and it's still doing it. All right, so let me see. I might be able to do it. All right, go over here, and I want to pin Linda. No, yeah, Linda's. Here we go. Yay. All right, so that is pinned in the chat box right there. Thank you, Linda, for giving us the information on that, right? Because I was saying that, they really haven't been promoting it or, pushing it out there and stuff like that to let the people know where the meetup place is and all that good stuff. So, yes, at 8:30 a.m., bright and early, right? And get me some new walking shoes too, because just in case they want to, move around and do some marching, I got to show them how I get down. Thank you, Linda. Hey, what's going on, Marie? Marie says, hello, Miss Ariane. I love your hair. Thank you very much. Yes. Just a little something I decided to do. Let's see. JP6 says, in DC, you coming, Ariane? Yeah, I got my ticket. When this thing went down, like I said, I was telling y'all, I was never imagining that I would be political. Like, I didn't think I was going to be getting political or doing it. I never participated in no type of march, nothing. I've been a silent voter, right? It's my first time even promoting a candidate, Nikki Haley for president, right? Because she is a Gen Xer and she is doing something for women's rights and all that good stuff too. And she's a Republican, right? Yeah. So yeah, I'm coming to DC. Is that where you're at, JP6? You in DC? You in DC? You gonna be there? Yes, I'm coming out there. We got some more folks greeting the people in the chat. But yeah, so after when the FBI put out that crap, and then Shanquella's mama was on there saying, we ain't stopping, we going to Washington. I'm like, I got to get with mama. I'm on mama's side. I'm on her family side. I'm on her sister's side, the dad's side. I'm on everybody who stand for justice for Shanquella Robinson. I'm on your side, right? We all coming together on this whole thing here. It says, JP6 is RN. It is time to form out our party. Okay, JP6. Okay. All right. Chinny Ray, what's going on? Says, hey, Miss RN, what's going down? Okay, we got some old school people coming back. What's going on, Vicky? Vicky says, you look beautiful. God bless you. Thank you so much. Yes, we need in the blessings. We need in all of the protection, the hedge of protection that we praying is going to be around us, all of us, one voice seeking justice for Shanquella Robinson. Because once we get that, y'all, we're going to have some power behind us. We're going to leverage that to, make a voice and make our voice be heard. Yes. So if you haven't registered to vote, I dropped some links on how to do it, because I just recognize that, it had been, I don't even, like I said, I voted. I was old enough to start voting. It was 1992 was my first um first opportunity. And back then everything was on paper, and I want to say, I'm sure it was on paper. Had to go to the post office, or something. It wasn't computerized. Nowadays you just click a link, and like I said, did drop that is in our community tab for people to vote. So I wanted that to come out there, because I know sometimes a lot of us won't ask questions on how to do things, and we have been conditioned because long ago, when they tried to keep us from being able to exercise our right to vote by having all these hoops and things to jump through, we like to flee in the glass jar. You know what I mean? We like, oh yeah, well, white man been keeping us down all this time, and making it hard for us to vote. So, we only jump so high. But now it's up to you to not believe that, and to stay focused, and to know that you can do whatever you put your mind to do, whatever you believe you can achieve. Yes. All right. Thank you so much, Vicki. I appreciate your compliment. All right. Scott also giving up some greetings to the people. And Chinyu Ray said, oh, look at here. Thank you, Chinyu Ray, for your super sticker. And I like that color too. That's a nice color. Thank you, Chinyu Ray. I appreciate your $5 super sticker, right? Just giving some love, showing some love here. So I know when they put out the videos about the not enough evidence, that was supposed to really silence us, because I know it really felt like a punch in the gut, like all the air was just knocked out, because it was like, what? How? Right? And I'm not sure if some of y'all saw the video of the mother and the sister. The sister was doing most of the talking about, how, baffled even they are, right? It's like, why are they doing this? And my thinking is that, with this election and stuff coming up, this would be, good jumping point, or a point where they could try to get, people to vote, rally on the votes, because I'm going to be talking about these steps, these ideas, and things like that. So it's just something for them to talk about, to keep something happening there. So let's see here. JP6 says, RN, that is a pivot. That is a smoke screen. What's the smoke screen? Pivoting to the being political. What's up, Deborah? Deborah says, look at stunning natural beauty. All right. Yes, look. Look in love, people. Look in love. What's up, Tamika? Tamika saying, hey to the folks. What's up? Janet says, use critical thinking, research, and evaluation of all candidates before voting. Get registered, get your ID, and know where your voting place is. Yes, that is exactly right. That is exactly right. Yes. And yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Know your candidates. And this is something that for me, like I said, I'm 52. And a lot of times, we don't really do all of the research, because if we did we didn't think about this here Biden person, right? This Biden person who has done all this, or not done all this, to this great country. All right, so let me see here. Our agenda for today is, what are we talking about? This outrage here. And I don't know what's wrong with this screen over here. Please don't give me a difficult time when I'm sharing some videos here. So we're going to be talking about Justice for Shanquella. Justice for Shanquella. JP6 says, hello at all that came on. Hurt them at the polls. Yes, 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 yes. That's so true. That's so true because other thing too is that when 2008, when Obama was running, I had never seen so many Black people out, standing in line to vote. So if 45% of women aren't exercising their right to vote, so I'm saying, y'all, we need to, strengthen numbers. It's strengthen numbers because a lot of the stuff that's happening and nobody is protesting it is just continuing to go on, like with what they're doing to kids in school without parents even having an opportunity to give permission or to have any say so over these curriculums in schools and stuff. It's scary. It's really scary. It's really scary. So, yes, we can't be silent. Deborah says, justice for Shanquella Robinson, justice for all our African Americans in the United States that where am I at? In the United States. May the Lord watch us from to one another. Amen. Yes. Yeah, I know I was supposed to have on my flag. I changed up a little background here. Yes, I thank y'all so much for coming in and also keeping it hot for Shanquella. Keeping it hot for Shanquella. Keeping it hot for Shanquella. So one of the things I noticed that most people have been getting stuck on, like I said, once the FBI came out with their bogus autopsy report, people started running with this narrative that Shanquella didn't receive any of those injuries. Like they forgot that we saw the video where we witnessed her getting her neck broken and the back injuries. That how could that's why I'm saying that we have to make sure that we stick into the facts and the original material. So, and that's why they don't want us to continue to watch it or to continue to talk about it, because this is how they can sneak in the new lies and then we get distracted. What I had noticed when I was going back over some old videos and stuff, I'd make the clips and I'd look, because December, January, and February, I was putting out, going live pretty much daily. And so that's a lot. And I don't remember all of the lives. I don't remember all of them. However, I know that, I pretty much say the same thing until I just, it's been brought to me that that's not true. Then I will make the corrections. But for the most part, it's always math and science over here. Math and science, and that's what we do. And that's how we could stick to the facts, because the truth is the truth. The truth doesn't need explaining. And the same with math and science, right? 2 + 2 is always going to equal 4, regardless. So we're going to get started with I don't know what I want to get started with. It's been such a touchy little something. Let's see here. Okay, so we're going to get started with, okay, I want to start this way. We're going to get started with the difference between the documents that they got us all mixed up on. The death certificate and these autopsies. And then we'll play a quick little short, or we'll play something from let me see here. That's too long. We'll play a little something and then give some little commentary. And you guys, I'll drop the link too. I'll drop the link if y'all want questions or comments and say something like that. And we'll just kind of play it by ear because, like I said, I had a long week, y'all. I do have some things up here, but I didn't really try to put anything together because I've been asleep, and I'm just kind of waking up to do this. You guys can stream. All right, let me copy this. Drop this here link. This here is for anybody who want to come up, share something, and do that. And then in the meantime, I guess we can go over this here, the difference between these documents, and go from there. Or should we go back to this letter from... Nah, I don't want to do that. I'll wait till I get back from Washington on that one, so we can do the difference between these here things here. So let me share the I put that off in the chat there if anybody want to come up and say something. Let me share this here. We're gonna go over this first document, the difference, and this is how they tricking us out, y'all. Share screen. All right, so remember in the beginning when they were first talking about, they were the news was interchanging this here death certificate, autopsy, and me too, I was doing it too. I was listening to them, I was kind of getting herded, right, along with everybody else. All right, so this here is the information here. It says, a death certificate and an autopsy are two different things. A death certificate is an official document. An official document issued by a medical practitioner or a coroner that records the details of a person's death, right? Including the date, time, location, and cause of death. It is usually required for legal and administrative purposes, such as settling the estate of the deceased, obtaining life insurance benefits, or for statistical data, right? So the key words I want you guys to take away from this is that it's official, and it's issued, right? Like a driver's license is official and it's issued. A birth certificate is official and it's issued, right? On the other hand, an autopsy is a medical examination performed by a pathologist to determine the cause of death. An autopsy can provide a detailed analysis of the deceased person's organs, tissue, and bodily fluids to determine the cause of death. It can also identify any underlying medical conditions that may have contributed to the person's death. So, while a death certificate records the cause of death, an autopsy is a medical procedure that investigates the cause of death. In some cases, an autopsy may be required to determine the cause of death. However, Shanquella's cause of death was never in question. The cause of death was severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation. That was Shanquella's cause of death that the coroner issued to Shanquella's mama. We heard her people say that the death certificate, the coroner's report that they received said Shanquella died from severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation. After receiving the injuries, the life expectancy is 15 minutes after that. So there is no need for them to do an autopsy. That's how we know it's fake. Mexico didn't put their autopsy out. We didn't get theirs until March. We didn't get the FBI until April. The death certificate is issued. It's official document issued It records a person's death. A birth certificate is issued, records a person's birth. See, these autopsies, right? That's how we don't have to be dismayed at that. Stick to the facts. Just like I said before, way back in the beginning, that don't get distracted where the information came from. We are focused on the cause of death, right? And it's only one document that's official and issued. So we sticking with the official death certificate that lists spinal cord injury, severe spinal cord injury, and atlas luxation, right? So back down here, it says in some cases, an autopsy may be required to determine the cause of death, especially when the death is sudden, unexpected, or suspicious, right? But this wouldn't have been necessary since it stated the cause of death. There was, it was severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation. Simple, simple, simple. And the time of death being 15 minutes afterwards, after receiving that injury that we saw. I don't need to play the clip again of the attack where we saw the person that they told us is Dejanay Jackson attack and unalive Shanquella by breaking her neck and severely injuring her spinal. Let me see. Y'all say, oh, y'all seeing some stuff down here. Let me get a few of these here comments. That's right. Chinny Ray says, justice for Shanquella Robinson. See, Linda Beth says, Ariane, do you know if the third autopsy is going to happen? No, and it's a waste of time. That's the distraction. They don't need to do a third autopsy. They just need to look at the death certificate. The death certificate trumps all of that stuff because it lists the cause of death. That's how they're able to feed this here dry bologna sandwich, by getting people distracted with these autopsies that who cares? The death certificate, it didn't require an autopsy. An autopsy, let me go back over here. It says an autopsy may be required to determine the cause of death. But Shanquella's cause of death is listed on the death certificate. So there's no need for that. But that's how they're able to get you all tricked out by, throwing in these little autopsies and stuff like that. And then, it says, what if that was a question I wanted to ask, because I wanted to know, like, which one would hold the validity in court? What if the death certificate stated the cause of death of severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation with the time of death 15 minutes after injury? Would an autopsy be needed if the cause of death is already stated on the death certificate and there is no suspicion of foul play or other unexplained circumstances surrounding the death? An autopsy may not be necessary. In this case, the death certificate indicates that the cause of death was severe spinal cord injury with an atlas luxation, which suggests a traumatic injury that resulted in immediate death. However, in certain situations, an autopsy may still be recommended, even when the cause of death is known or apparent. For example, an autopsy may be needed to determine the full extent and severity of the injuries, to identify any underlying medical conditions that may have contributed to the injury or death, or to gather more detailed information that may be useful for research or medical purposes. Ultimately, the decision to perform an autopsy should be based on specific circumstances of each case, and it is up to the medical examiner, coroner, or medical professionals involved to determine whether an autopsy is necessary or not. It's up to the medical examiner, coroner, or other medical professionals involved to determine whether an autopsy is necessary or not. Right? So in Shanquella's case, an autopsy was not necessary. It listed two, it was so simple. 2 injuries, and we saw both of them. What do we need an autopsy for? Just to continue to put confusion out there? So the other question is, in the court, which one could be used as evidence? In court, both the death certificate and an autopsy report can be used as evidence, but they may serve different purposes, right? So I believe that even that one person that did the interview, the person supposed to be an attorney for the prosecutor that was saying there's absolutely nothing that could be done here. But I believe that they're working for the defense, right? And that's why they're trying to put in their autopsy. These things will be a great way to try to distract the jury or put out some reasonable doubt, right? Because you can, shape the autopsy to, say and do whatever you needed to say and do, right? That's what they say, right? The police reports are custom. These autopsies are custom too, right? How can the two autopsies, one from Mexico, one from, the United States, be so different on one body, on one person? How can you have all this confusion, right? So now I don't think they need the third one. Why? To feed us more dog food? Linda says, hi, Chin and Deborah. All right. Hey, how y'all doing anyway? How is the people doing? All right, so we got that there, and let's see here. So on that note, let's do our do our first no, I just did that. Do our first I hope y'all bearing with me, because all my things I want to share with y'all is kind of all over. I didn't have time to really put it together here. See, protest got dumber. All right, so let me just do this little quick one here. This here is one of the reasons why I want us all to but to register to vote and to lift our voices and all that stuff. JPC says, what do you think about vigilante justice? I think vigilante justice would do more harm than good, because of course it's going to hurt the people, those of us who participate in that, and it's not going to be a win-win situation at all. It's going to be a lose-lose situation. I think we need to really all stick together and vote. It's like you said about forming our own party. In the meantime, we need to come together and do something. But nah, I don't think we'd be doing no vigilante. I didn't even see that I had put that up there like that. Okay, but yeah. I don't know. What do you think about vigilante? What y'all think about vigilante justice? Let's see here. Where am I at? Marie says, thank you for saying Happy Nurses Week. I am part of that Miss RN, sorry. Yes, Happy Nurses Week, and that's the thing that we get our whole full week and stuff, and see how many t-shirts and coffee mugs, etc. We expect to get. We used to give out really good Nurses Week gifts before COVID. We used to get gifts and appreciation for the whole week, and then COVID happened. Um, we got a lot of appreciation, but Nurses Week's kind of like don't really do much, but we'll see. Yes, happy Nurses Week. All right, and thank you to all the nurses that come and support over here, and also speak the truth about all of the lies that they tried to pass on us about the fake CPR and the fake medical care and all that stuff too. I always grateful when the nurses point out the that's not how that works. That's not how that works. Let's see. I got more greetings and all that good stuff. Yes. Right. Janet says, it's like the FBI in North Carolina didn't get the Cabo 6-7's phone calls, emails, text messages, or videos, which is normally the first thing they will do in an investigation. Make it make sense. Okay, so that's why we're gonna go back to the old stuff. I ain't even worry about none of this stuff here. We're gonna go back and watch, because in the beginning, that's exactly what they were saying. Right? In the beginning, that first interview with Nancy Grace, when she was talking to the guy from the FBI, he said that the FBI, was pulling these IP addresses. They're gonna find out who sent the video, how many people received it, all that stuff. So now, 6 months later, that's why I don't really get this, right? The FBI was supposed to be on that. I'm just thinking, I think how, since it's just the North Carolina, like maybe the higher ups aren't really aware of it. That's why I'm saying we need to vote so we can get the high level diplomatic intervention, that Sue Ann Robinson had mentioned. So that's what we'll do. I'll just react to one of these old videos instead of making a clip. We'll do that, and then, call it a night. And then I'll get back on schedule. I'll be off for the next few days. And so we'll have a better live session on tomorrow and the day after before I get back to work. And then, of course, I'll be going live when I'm out in Washington, D.C. For us here. So let's go back to, or maybe we can even find some cool little shorts to react to. That's what I'll do. We'll keep it light. How y'all doing out there tonight? Hey, Karen, what's up? Karen says, at all around attributed Irene, good evening. And pink, with an emoji. Let's see here. Hey, La Jessica, what's going on? And I really enjoy too when I'm going back to see some of these ones and see the names from people that still, coming back today that was here, months ago and stuff like that. It's good to see y'all repeat customers. Let's see what's up. Y'all still over there greeting the people. Don't forget to smash the like button. Yeah, how y'all doing with these likes over here? Let's see. Oh yeah, y'all right on the money. Right on the money. Okay, so. Okay, here's one. All right, I'm gonna share this here. This here it's old, but it's old. Here we go.
He died within 3 hours. He says the police report lists her death as cardiac arrest. It doesn't mention the severe spinal.
All right, so this was old. This was way back in November when the police report. This is when they was distracting us with the police report. But then once we started saying the police can't do no, can't say a cause of death. The police, can't say all this stuff. Then that's when they came back with autopsy. But in the beginning, they was giving us the police report.
Cord and neck injury.
The police do not have the authority to declare a cause of death. This has to be done by a physician. Here is the clue right here. Here's the red flag. Police report. Police report.
Injuries that the death certificate lists as Shanquella's cause of death. The autopsy also doesn't mention alcohol.
All right, did you hear him in one sentence switch it up? The death certificate, autopsy report. See? See how they slit the bones up in there? And if we hadn't had John Q came up back in November when this thing first came out to alert us that autopsy report and death certificate, two different things. But see how they keep doing it? And I'm going to play it again. Listen to what he just said.
It states she died within 15 minutes of her injury, and that Shanquella Robinson was found unconscious in her living room.
The autopsy should overrule the plea board.
All right, he said the autopsy should overrule the
response when the doctor arrived, and that she died within 3 hours. He says the police report lists her death as cardiac arrest. It doesn't mention the severe
letter states that federal murder charges could be brought in this case. What's the rationale for that?
You know, you can sue in federal court for criminal if.
So this is what the news was saying before the FBI said that they couldn't, right? It's like, I guess they didn't recognize that they were already saying that they could, you know, get these federal charges and stuff. They had already been telling us this. And then all of a sudden the FBI say no and send that lady out there to say that it's absolutely extinguished. There's nothing here. Y'all need to shut it down and go home.
In fact, there is a criminal law under federal law, or if there's a constitutional issue. And here, what the attorneys are trying to say is this was international, so that gets you in federal court. And also, they're trying to say that there was international commerce in the fact that the phone went from one place to the other place and there's evidence there. So they're trying to get the case back to the United States. They're trying to get the case in federal court.
And I told y'all that, right? That was our hope and prayer that we do something here in the good old US of A. Because look at Mexico. Mexico just saying whatever it is to get the heat off of them.
Or if at all possible. And under the U.S. Code, murder is definitely a statute where you can.
Letter states that federal murder charges could be brought.
Federal murder charge. We got to dissect these words here, because how can North Carolina make the statement like that for the whole federation for USA? There's something, you know, the buck can't stop there with them. That's just one state. Yeah. Huh.
And they never returned to the villa. Robinson's family believes that Jackson is most likely in the United States, and they're calling on the White House to either prosecute her here or extradite her back to Mexico. So, Terry, the family's letter states that federal murder charges could be brought in this case. What's the rationale for that?
You know, you can sue in federal court for criminal if, in fact.
So, Dylan McVaney, I don't know if y'all have heard of him, but he's, you know, chummy with the president, right? So, all right, more clues there. You know, this domestic violence, like I said, it's new for me. I've never been in a physical domestic violence. However, mental abuse is, you know, it's a problem too. So I want to make sure that we talk about all those things. A lot of times people who are suffering from mental abuse don't really say nothing because you can't really prove it, right? You just sound, and especially when we have the people that are suffering from mental illness rendering the abuse. JP6 says That march is downtown DC. Get a hotel outside of DC. You mean like Maryland, or what's the other one that's close there? Virginia? Why, to save money for the prices? Are you in DC? So you giving the inside scoop? You giving the inside scoop. But Jessica says, hello, Chinny Ray and JP6 and Karen and Janet and Marie and Linda and Deborah and Tamika and Scott and Vicky and Sharon. Welcome to the All Around Natural Beauty RN channel. Thank y'all. Linda Best says, Janet Jenkins, I think the FBI just questioned them and not interrogate them to the fullest. I agree with you. I remember this guy back in November reporting. Y'all remember this guy reporting? ABC News. I do. And too, I just want to show y'all something too. After the FBI said their little thing, did anybody notice how cold things got? Like the news stopped reporting. When you get on here and you Google, Shanquella Robinson, and there's nothing new. There's no more new news. Let me show y'all what's going on. In March, the news was coming out almost daily. And this here, the killing of Shanquella Robinson, that we saw the Wikipedia changed. Because I did a live back in, it was the end of November, and we read the Wikipedia. So one day we can go back over that live and we can compare the differences in these here Wikipedia statements and stuff. But look here, this all old stuff, 10 days ago. Nothing new. Nobody's saying nothing new here. Nothing new. Yeah. Here is something interesting. I hope this clicks over. All right, it didn't click over. This here is old, November the 30th. Y'all know how I feel about these old things. All right. Yahoo was putting out some kind of suspicious news too. Let's see what this here say. Arrest made in the death of Shanquella Robinson. Dejanay Jackson awaits extradition. All right, I think I did come across this. This was another one of the those false stories. I think what they did was trusted the Mexican Metroplex story that they put out there. Wow. Yeah, this is that same old little story there. No, Robinson told ABC News their plan was to come. Okay, never mind. Yeah, look here. This they told a lie too. Yahoo said the latest news is Jackson was placed in federal custody where she awaits the beginning of her extradition process. Here we go again. In federal custody. But there we go. There you go. See it? Metro. Wow. And y'all saw that one little the one news story that I showed y'all where America news people had busted out this Metro thing, broke down the lies in it. Let's see where that's at. I'm gonna show that real quick one time. Over here, some more of these here comments. Yeah, they was on their side from the beginning. We got some greetings going here, and somebody's agreeing there with Linda. Yep. Let's see. JPC said, this ain't political. This is about right and wrong. Everything is political. That's how this here system is functioning. That's why nothing's happening when we get together and we just talk and talk and talk. And if we not up in the politics where we got some connection with with people that's making decisions and stuff like that, this is political. JP6, how come it's not political? Because being about right and wrong, what has that done for us, right? A lot of the stuff that's been happening over here has been wrong, but it hasn't stopped it from happening. The only way to be able to right this is to get political. We got to. Yes, we do. See here, was this it? Or was this it? All right, I'm not going to spend too much time looking around for this thing, but... Or it had to be on the last little something that I did. I'll just find it there. I'll find it there. JP say it's not political. It says, yes, I live in DC. Okay, you live in DC. Did I tell you about my little time when I went out to DC? I had won a trip on the dating game back in the year was 1988. And I was on the dating game. And they gave trips out on the dating game during that time. Dating game, it first started off in the 60s. Then they had a comeback in the 80s. And I was on the dating game. And we won a trip to Washington, D.C. And went to Washington, D.C. And that was back in 1988. And that was my experience there, right? A lot of squirrels there. A lot of squirrels in the DC. Let me see here. Where was I at? I was here and I'm looking for, I had to be on this here live. I don't remember where it's at. All right. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be coming in for a landing soon. See, hey, everybody saying hey and all that stuff. And let's see here. More greetings, all that stuff. Hey, Ernie, what's going on, Ernie? Ernie's in the house. Says justice for Shanquella Robinson. Yes. What's going on, Ernie? Nice to see you. LaJessica says, yeah, I cried for 2 days straight when I heard the news. Yeah. It was a lot of emotions in the beginning, y'all. And for those y'all who've been here from the beginning, y'all saw how we was going through emotions with the, very emotional, very emotional. JP6 says, LaJessica, you have to get momentum and hit the Democrats at the polls. Yes, that's what I'm saying, y'all. I showed y'all that video where, I'm going to have to do that. Let me just play that real quick. Those were all little shorts. All little shorts why we need to vote these Democrats out, right? They trying to get it to be where, this little man boy love type stuff could happen. Transferring these men to women's prisons, all kind of crazy stuff is happening. And that's why JP6, it is political. Let's see. Man. Okay. And then too, y'all know that this FBI be taking, years for investigation and stuff too. So we still need to exercise a wee bit of patience. Just a wee bit of patience. Where is that at? Oh, God darn it. Janet says, if people don't vote in their local and state elections, then nothing will change in their community. Exactly. Thank you, Janet. Thank you. That is so true. You got to be involved in all of the voting. And see, Linda says, welcome to the All Around Natural Beauty channel at Ernie Williams. Welcome, Ernie. And we got Tamika giving some greetings too. Hey, Tamika, what's going on? Uh-oh. Chinny Ray said, Biden seems like he needs to take a nap. I know, yes. And that's why I was saying too, if they say that retirement age is 67, how are we trusting the running of the country by these geriatrics, right? Biden's in his 80s. And a lot of times he looks like, if he was my patient, I would be questioning, his, orientation status. When he's walking, he's doing the toddler walk with his arms extended. So his gait, looks like he needs to be on a walker. He's too old. And that's probably why they having these, puppet presidents in there, too old really to do anything. And they just sliding stuff by. You know how people take advantage of those old, confused people? See now, grandma, they got grandpa up in there and they saying, hey, sign here saying that it's okay for men, accused of, SA crimes to leave their prison, the men prison, and go over to women prison. Yeah, sign right here. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's what they tell you. Sign right here. And he could, what do I do? So, yeah, that's why I'm saying, we need a younger person or, middle age, not these geriatrics. We got to get them out because, they should have been out of the game. Take a nap. That's true. I agree with you. JP6 says, crime bill, Joe sucks at being a president. I agree with you. I mean, like, this seems like it's been a long, 3 years with, with this, and just unbelievable with how what's happening here. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, I'm going to go on and show it. I don't care. I'm going to show y'all this one video of, on Biden's watch, what's going on. He's allowing all these people with delusional thinking to get out here and terrorize society. Terrorizing society. Yeah, I'm going to play at least one of these. Because this doesn't make any sense with what's going on. With what is going on. This doesn't make any sense. And even, I'm gonna play this one. This one here is from, I can't think of it. Oh, Caitlyn Jenner. I was going to say Bruce Jenner, but I was trying to respect the new name, but I had forgot what the new name was. But anyway, Caitlyn Jenner. Even transgender people are, in disagreement with what is going on, with them. Transgendering these minors. It's a big thing now because they're making a whole ton of money off of doing this. And this guy, Caitlyn Jenner, is slamming President Biden.
About Joe Biden winning again.
All facts.
He's done so much damage to this country. He's destroyed our economy. He's destroyed our borders. He's destroyed our international influence around the world. We have become a joke because we have such a weak leader. That has to change. America sees that. And in a year and a half, they're going to have some options. Joe Biden, if he got reelected.
Trump is too old too. And too, y'all, look what all kind of problems he's going through. Trump is not the answer. Even though I did vote for him both times, I just think he's too old. And there's, other people that's with better mentalities and better mindsets than Trump. He's too old.
I mean, it would be over for the United States. It would be the end. It's almost the end right now, but I think we're still at a point where if we get the right person in there, and we have this thing in the United States called our Constitution, okay? We also have a Bill of Rights. Those are our laws in this state. If we follow those, if we get a president in there, we'll take the Constitution and follow it to the T, we can change this because the government has overreached. Joe Biden has,
It's a quick little short. But okay, I just wanted to kind of break the ice with that, and it's coming out of the mouth of this person here. And now I want to show y'all this protest. This here to me is totally alarming. Totally alarming what these people are doing and what they have been allowed to do. Linda Best says, please hit the like button if you haven't already. RN greatly appreciate your support of her channel. Thanks to each of you. Yes, I do. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate all of the love and support y'all have been giving to me and standing for justice for Shanquella Robinson. Even Ernie is encouraging you to hit that like button. Thank you, Ernie. And Janet says, I know that people are going after President Biden, but it was FBI agent King in North Carolina that made the decision not to press charges. And people need to figure out if she's related to Elise Hyatt. Interesting. The reason why I think people and why I feel, towards Biden is because of what their administration is representing, the Jean-Pierre speaker, come out there. We stand with you, trans people. They were supporting the transgender who shot up the school. They're encouraging them to fight back, no. So it's not just because of this. It's the whole thing. It's all of it, and what they stand for. They stand in for that, right? And it's not right. You are right, Janet Jenkins. Ernie Williams giving you thumbs up and saying you right. Hey, Midwest Black Girl says it's sad they didn't get charged for killing someone. Yeah. Yes, it is. Yep, it is. All righty. And see, hey, Betty. Betty says, hello, beautiful RN and everyone. How are you all doing today? Everybody is doing great. And I'm going to go on and do one more here. Let me see how long this one is. Try to find one that's not too long. Is this it here? Yeah, here we go. This is it. All right. Somebody has said, Chinue said, this one's for you, Chinue. This when you had made your statement about him being asleep. Right.
Of America. But can we level set in terms of the soul of America? Right now, hate crimes are on the rise, random acts of gun violence. Women are under attack. Mr. President?
I'll do one.
I'll do one. I'll do one.
Listen to what he says. Yes, because that's why we can't let, we cannot let this election be one where the.
Look at his face, y'all. He looks confused. He looks like the demented patient that's still, because most of the people, when you're confused, they don't know that they're confused, right? They don't know that they have dementia. They are, in their own space. Look at him.
The same man who was president 4 years ago becomes president again.
What?
Play it one more time. All right, one more time.
Talk about fighting for the soul of America. But can we level set in terms of the soul of America? Right now, hate crimes are on the rise, random acts of gun violence. Women are under attack. Mr. President?
I'll do one.
I'll do one. I'll do one.
Listen to what he says. Yes, because that's why we can't let.
What was that?
We cannot let this election be one where the same man who was president 4 years ago becomes president again.
What?
Yes. Y'all see that? That's how they look when they really, don't understand what they're trying to explain to. They're confused. It sounds like confused talk. Nikki Haley, who's running for president, said that these older ones need to have their orientation assessed. And I believe that that's true. He looks confused. He didn't even, that wasn't even a response. And he's being coached at every little thing. That's why voting him in, we don't know who's really the person in charge. He's just the puppet. And yeah, we got that there. And let's see here. The other quick one here I'm going to put out there. All right, we got Karen showing love to the people, greetings and all that stuff. And Betty, JP6 says, the 6 are being protected by someone with connections. Yes, I agree with you on that. And why are they being protected, right? Why are they being protected? Because there's individuals that's part of this whole protected class. But all these things is getting ready to start to come out, right? They're coming out now because they're getting ready for this election. That's why I think that a lot of people, a lot of content creators are coming out speaking, and people are speaking about these transgenders with these rights that's just going overboard with it and standing up for the rights of regular people. It's like, if we're not offending your rights, we're not stepping on anybody else's right. People that respect science, respect biology, why should we be allowed to be bullied by people with delusional thinking? Scott Smith says they are laying low somewhere, Cabo 6. Yeah, hoping that this whole thing blows over. Janet Jenkins says, right, RN, there wasn't a dispute about the death certificate. Exactly. Yeah. Yep. But now, so they throw that stuff up in there, and then I think I could play the vocals on the TMZ had the mom them on an interview. I know they will probably do a copyright, but if I just play the vocals and not show the video, because it's really the words that the sister is saying that is, super powerful up there. I'm still kind of mulling it over if that's what I want to do here. But while I'm thinking, I'm gonna play this. Okay, yeah, this is a good one here. All right. The reason why this here is offensive to me or questionable is because none of this was done for Shanquella, right? These people, look at all these people out here. These people are all out here protesting because an ex-Marine tried to subdue, I'm not sure if y'all heard about this story or not, on the subway. There's all over to different places and stuff. These homeless people or these people who have mental illness, since they have cut off a lot of the programs for these mental ill people, they just let them out on the streets, right? We know that. So they have these people walking around with delusional thinking who are mentally ill, and they are attacking people. This guy, he, dies as a result of being subdued by 3 individuals. However, they pick out a white guy who's an ex-Marine so they could make this look like it's a racial something. And then now these people are all out here protesting because of this homeless guy who had a whole big criminal history past. Like within the last 10 years, 42 arrests. That's like, 3 arrests per year. Like he's, a serial criminal here. All right, so just take a listen here. Oh, this is from a new person I just started listening to, Officer Tatum. Okay, so this guy is good, right? He's, I guess, an ex-officer, right?
Tensions were high as a small crowd gathered on the platform denouncing what they saw as an injustice here in the Broadway.
Now, remember how many people was at Shanquella's, everything's been very small. Not a lot of people. Now look at all these people out here standing, yelling in outrage.
Lafayette Station.
And because what people are constantly given is this narrative that homeless people are dangerous, people think that they can take matters into
Some of them homeless people are dangerous.
their own hands.
Where do we live that we have to watch again a person being choked to death in public without anybody doing anything?
Should not have been on that train in the first place. He should have been housed.
Our government and our society should actually provide those wraparound services instead of just leaving someone languishing out there. And that's a big failure on all of us and our elected.
I agree with that. We should have places set up for these people. However, if citizens have to defend themselves, we shouldn't be yelled at or held held accountable or looked at as bad because we protecting ourselves. These people, these homeless people with mental illness should not be out on the streets allowed to attack innocent people.
The leaders.
And the Coalition for the Homeless says the fact that someone who took the life of a distressed, mentally ill human being on a subway could be set free without facing any consequences is shocking and evidences the city's callous indifference to the lives of those who are homeless and psychiatrically unwell.
Here we go again.
I don't know if I'll be in trouble for.
This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com. TatumStore.com. Get you one of these shirts. Link is in the description section. Put in discount code 2genders. The number 2 genders with an S. Put that in the discount section to get 25% off your entire order, especially this shirt. And I know a lot of y'all want to wear this shirt loud and proud. Link is in the description section. Like and subscribe to the channel. Integrity to stop glorifying criminals.
Yeah.
I'm not playing with the city. I'm not playing with the NYPD. You can take a picture and put it up on the precinct.
Now, where was all this when Shanquella passed? With the video. They had a video of this guy too. But I mean, like, look at all this outrage. I saw a video with 2 people standing on the corner in Charlotte, holding up a sign, justice for Shanquella, while people were driving down the street. But look at here. Look at all what they doing on this.
Yes, we will. Jordan Neely. Jordan Neely.
These people are on the subway train platform. Look at them. All these people. This is not a peaceful protest. Look at this. I'm just glad it's not us. Look at these white people. White people. Sorry. Look at them. No justice, no peace. They shouting that, right? They stopping the train here. No justice, no peace. Because, okay, with a criminal history. No peace. No peace. JP6 had said, about some vigilante justice or something like that. And you think look here, they letting them get away with all this. It wouldn't work for us. Like this same stuff, there's double standards. So this ain't something that we would be able to get away with. Look at this.
And I honestly believe if the person of interest, meaning the ex-Marine, wasn't white, nobody would care about this situation. But I need to go over this with you because there's a lot of methodical points that I have to make, and then you can share it with other people so that we can be on the same page to debunk some of the myths associated with this particular situation. I'm going to go with the first one, and then I'm going to play the video. The first one is that this was ruled a homicide. I hate it when people say that. It's just like that cops.
Listen to how he's going to break down, what homicide is.
On admin leave. Admin leave is not indicative of the cops doing anything wrong. Every cop involved in a shooting is put on admin leave. Now, this particular situation is not involving a cop. But when they say the death was ruled a homicide, all homicide mean is that the death was caused by another person. It doesn't mean that the person that caused the death was unjustified. Because if a person attacked me and I'm defending myself and I shoot them, the death is considered a homicide, even though it's self-defense. Homicide simply means that the death was caused by the actions of another person, which is different than suicide, which is the death was caused by their own actions, or an accidental death, which means that there was no one that intentionally did anything or unintentionally did anything directly to cause that person's death. All right, let's listen to the clip, and then we're going to get knee deep into this. Roll the clip.
The video shows 3 strap hangers subduing the 30-year-old man after witness Juan Alberto Vasquez says he got on the northbound F train and began acting aggressively, threatening riders. Law enforcement sources with knowledge of the case confirm his account, saying, according to a witness, the man began shouting, quote, "I want food. I'm not taking no for an answer. I'm ready to go back to jail, and I'll hurt anyone on this train."
Now, nobody thinks that is a reason, I would have felt safe, I would have felt good that the 3, people, took this guy down. That would have been totally scary for me to have some man raging on, I was, let me see here. I was not going to, get a rental car when I went to Washington because, I know they have the subway, you probably got some really good transportation there, public transportation. However, I don't want to deal with this kind of stuff. I know that I can see that this homeless situation is getting bad. And if these homeless people let me put it back so y'all can see this. These homeless people are being threatening and aggressive and stuff like that. There's another video I saw. It was on another subway. This was a different homeless person, grabbing the back of the hair of some, lady, and she's sitting there scared, telling her to sit down and stuff like that. And he was pacing back and forth on the subway train area, harassing and then physically, handling this lady who's sitting there scared, frightened out of her, she's frightened. And nobody did anything. He could have really hurt that woman. So, I'm gonna need a rental car. All right, so here this dude gets on there, rages with all this stuff. I want food,
What else do you need to say?
Okay.
I want to go back to jail. I'm willing to hurt anybody on the train. Okay, all right, let's play the clip. Listen to the witness.
The man got on the subway car and began to say a somewhat aggressive speech, saying that he was hungry, he was thirsty, and he didn't care about anything. He didn't care about going to jail, that he didn't care that he gets a big life sentence, and it doesn't matter if he died.
What more do a man need to say to you to realize that this dude is a threat?
Yeah.
He said, I don't care if I get life. I'm ready to hurt everybody on the train. I don't care if I die today. Does that make sense? No, that's just not enough. I got more. Hold the phone.
There's more.
Now let's look at a person saying that, and look at all these people defending him. And I want to just pop this up for factual information. Look at his criminal record, bro.
Yeah, wow.
And it's just a snapshot of it. New York police spokesperson told, so it's coming from the police department, and they're looking at his record. 42 prior arrests.
Wow.
Dating back from 2013 to 2021, almost a decade of criminal activity. 42 arrests.
Wow. That's like an average of 3 to 4 arrests per year.
That include 4 alleged assaults.
Wow.
That means he's violent. He was violent in the past, and others include transit fraud and criminal trespassing. All right, I got more. let's go into what the people are saying about him that I personally believe is illegitimate. Here you go. I looked it up. All you got to do is look at Marine chokes homeless person. You'll see the same search that I'm seeing.
Wow.
Look at Ayanna Presley, the bald-headed fool.
But listen to the caption. Marine chokes homeless person. That sounds bad, right? Just listen to that. Without adding the details that this person was terrorizing people.
Look what she put in there. He was 30 years old. A black man deserves to grow old, not be lynched on the subway. Then he said the dude used to dance like Michael Jackson or whatever. He suffered from this history of mental illness, being choked to death by an ex-Marine for allegedly yelling at passengers. That's what he did.
Oh.
He yelled at that's why he got choked to death, because he yelled at passengers. I got more. Let's talk about the choking itself. I'm going to show you the clip of the incident. I'm not going to show you the incident because I don't want them banning me. Let's look at this choke real quick. And this is why I believe that this man is not going to be found guilty in any reasonable court. Look at the way he got him contrapted. That's not a word, but it's a word to me.
Yeah.
He got him like this, right? Or like this. This is the chokehold that he got him in. Look at the way it is. This incident went on for several minutes. So in conclusion, the medical examiner determined that it was death because of a chokehold. But I'm going to show you the difference between somebody obstructing a person's blood flow and oxygen over time versus a legitimate chokehold, a legitimate rear naked choke. Now, I don't think it's anything wrong with this because you have to subdue the guy, hold him in custody until the police come. It's nothing wrong with that. Other people are holding him down as well. If he wasn't a threat, it'll just be the white man holding him down.
But why is he putting him in the chokehold though? Why is he putting him in the chokehold? I haven't seen the video, so even with the one when they had the I think it was Joy Floyd when the police put the knee on the neck, you can see in his face that he had intentions of doing that. This chokehold, I don't know if that necessary. Why is he putting the guy in the chokehold? Maybe that's why they're upset with this here Marine.
Everybody else is trying to subdue him as well because the dude is crazy and violent and scaring people that they're running off the train. Let me show you an example of what a rear naked choke looks like and why what this guy did, in my opinion, lacks the intent to kill.
Okay.
Because they want you to believe that he intended to kill a guy by doing it. No, he was holding him down.
Well, it looked like he had a technique with the chokehold. I mean, it was a choke hold. And this is kind of the defense that they're trying to say that, with Shanquella, like it was kind of an accident because, it was supposedly they agreed to fight or something like that, right? But we saw Dejanay do technique that targeted this whole neck area, right? And then you just say, like, oh, it was an accident. So this Marine dude doing this chokehold, that's not subduing the person. Maybe he's trying to get away with it by passing it as, I was trying to, subdue him from hurting other people. The other two people that's standing up behind him look like they're just kind of holding him down. This guy looks like he's in a real wrestling move.
He didn't think he was going to kill the guy. He had him in a restraint until police got there. Because if he let him go, what he's going to do? You can't control the man. He go and start hurting people on the train. Let me show you what a rear naked choke look like. And this is the difference, in my opinion, between I'm trying to kill this dude versus I'm trying to control his neck, control his head and body until I get some reinforcement. Let me play this clip for you and you'll see what I'm saying. Roll the clip.
Sliding here. Don't try this. No, put it here. Step 2, slide all the way through. Once it's here, step 3 is going to be grab your biceps from the other hand, and this hand is going to push this hand forward.
Okay.
2 reasons. One of them makes it just way more tighter. And second of all, maybe he's going to start headbutting back and he can get you. It doesn't really matter because once you get the choke on and you get headbutt, you can still choke him out. But, you know, in order to walk around the next day with a thick lip or a big joke.
Now, look at this. Now, I'm going to play a clip for you because I want you guys to actually see this in action. And then, therefore, you'll see the difference between a person rolling around for 15 minutes or whatever, however long it took, to people going out instantly. All right, now I'm about to play this. It's not that violent, YouTube. It's just literally for educational purposes only. There's different ways to do what we call a choke or rear naked choke. And this is a choke with the
intent. I don't know.
To put you out very quickly.
But the point I wanted to show y'all in this was all of the protesting that they were doing, you know, for this guy, as opposed to, you know, the very little something that we saw with Shanquella's case. See, Ernie says this is a true miscarriage of justice. Someone within the system in North Carolina is doing something to mess up this case. Someone connected to Cabo 6. I agree with you. I agree with you. That's why I'm saying that, you know, it's supposed to be federal. So it can't just stop in North Carolina. North Carolina is not the federal. So that's why we got to keep going. We got to keep pushing forward, And I hope that we have a strong presence in Washington, D.C. at 8:30. I got the link, not the link, but the address. Thank you, Betty, for sharing that with us. It's pinned in the in this here chat, at the top of the chat. The address to the meetup place. For May 19th, March, for Shanquella Robinson. I agree with you. That's what they trying. So that way, if we just get distracted and be like, oh, well, there's nothing we could do, you know, they playing the race card or all that stuff, you know, we just give up. All right. Hey. Janice says, yes, Betty, because as old as I am, my mom would have turned me in to face whatever happens if I was one of the Cabo 6-7. I agree with you. Yep. But we have a lot of enabling parents. We come from our culture nowadays. We have these enablers that allow these people to do these things and get away with it because they are enabling them. JP6 says, all I have to say is that they don't really care about blacks. Yeah. But JP6, black people, we need to start caring about black folks. Instead of putting all this energy and time about other people, other cultures not caring about us. We do a lot of harm to ourselves, to our own community. We need to start holding one another accountable for caring about black folks. Yep, Betty says, it seems like black women are devalued. I agree. Women are devalued, and then being black on top of that gives a double whammy. And we see that here with Shanquella's case. They show more value to the black men than they do to us black women, because women are already considered second-class citizens all over the world, where we have problems with femicide all over the world. Even here in America, we could just call it domestic violence. Yep. And the amount of crime, JP6, that black men show towards black women, we got to do something about that. Right? We got to start caring about one another. We got so much hatred between the two of us. Black man, black woman. Right? And just, it's a side track to get sidetracked with, oh, the white man, this, that, and the other, when we still doing this to one another. We have to heal first. We have to heal and get unity first for ourselves before anybody else is going to do anything for us. Yep, starts with us. And see, Betty says they got away with murder. So sad. Yeah, for now, but just like with cold cases and stuff like that, it's never too late. It's never too late. And you know, they're gonna get theirs. They are gonna get theirs. Don't worry. Don't worry. It may take some years, right? We know that it takes years with this FBI to do stuff and find, you know, get justice and stuff like that. That's why we have to keep sticking to the facts, math and science, and the original stuff, right? So we don't get lost with these new details and all that stuff. We sticking to the death certificate, which is the only official document issued that records the person's death and the cause of death on the death certificate, which lists severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation, period. So the rest of these little autopsies are just fluffy stories to have to distract you with. Got great ends up in there. And then Scott said, yes, Betty, they did get away with murder, just like the show. Yeah. Linda says, the Cabo 6 called someone in the United States. JP6 says, I hope God gives us justice. Yeah. Linda said, right, RN, and think the federal United States FBI has the final say so. Yes, and that's why we keeping it hot. We keeping it hot because North Carolina, they ain't, no. We already know, we are aware that Cabo 6, do have some connections up in there, and we see, too, with these little blatant slaps in the face, they try to shut us down. There's no help out there. There's no, there's not enough evidence. Can't prosecute, right? Give up is what they try to tell us. Yes, I remember him. Let's see. Janet says, North Carolina is just like other racist states. They shut the Shanquella Robinson case down because the FBI in North Carolina don't want the case to leave North Carolina. They're covering up the original Cabo 6-7 cover-up. Yeah. So what they should have done was gone and scooped them up and arrested them, and then we would have been quiet. We would have been quiet. But because they keep insulting us with this injustice, we have to keep, they backed us in a corner. Backed us in the corner. They should have quickly just went on and, let us see them get put out to justice, and then folks would have been able to go on. But how can we move on when we've seen this video? We all, felt some kind of way about it, and then to say, oh, it's not enough evidence. Shannon Ricky says, hello, everyone from Perth, Washington, WA, Australia. Good day. Good day, mate. See, Shannon says, God will deliver justice for those demons, justice for Shanquella. I think that's the wrong accent. That might be British. But anyway, I'm close. I'm working on it. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you. Let's see. Karen says, greetings. And she's got a nice little emoji there that's not coming through. Are you familiar with Crystal City? Yeah, that's in Virginia. Okay. I'm late, huh? On the yellow line. Oh, you mean that the subway where they was at? Yeah, and then I saw Matt Walsh had a video on that too, and they weren't even letting regular citizens leave out to go, get to work and stuff. I'm like, how are they just giving them all the rights to treat people this way? Treat people this way. Keeping it hot for Shanquella, Janet Jenkins said. That's right. And we say keep it hot for Shanquella because we know those were some of her last words, and we want to honor her memory with all that, she left for us. She left us these videos. And that's why we're not going to let this go. We're not going to let this go. We're not going to let this go. Linda says those weren't squirrels in DCRN. Those were rats. What? I thought New York was the place with the rats. Those were squirrels. They had to have been squirrels. Those had to have been squirrels. No way those were rats. No way. Those rats. I don't want to know. I'm going back out there. Are those rats out there? JP6, are those rats out there? Am I going to see rats? I don't want to be confronted with any rats. JP6, tell Linda Best that DC don't have rats. Let her know that that's no rats. All right, I need you to step. Let's see. Where did you go in DC? DC is a different place now. Okay, so we were at a really nice hotel. They spared no expense. And we were at the Washington Monument. I went to the Smithsonian. So, I guess whatever area that is. The White House, we saw that. Smithsonian, the Lincoln Monument, and the wall for the Vietnam, for the Veterans Wall, that area. JP6 said DC has a lot of rats. No. Oh. Linda says those weren't squirrels in DC. I already know those were rats. Those were rats. No, I thought those were squirrels. It was a lot of them. There were lots of them. Lots of them. This was in 1988. So, oh my goodness. Then we have a Washington, D.C. person here verifying that those were rats. Linda says the word femicide should have been refiled to homicide. Like I said, USA does not recognize that word femicide. Did that word mess the case up? I'm going to say no again because where's the video with the lady? Let me play that real quick. She said it was no evidence, right? Not enough evidence. They didn't say anything about the femicide. They were talking about evidence, the video, all that stuff. Excuse me. But not femicide. That was not the hold up. Let's see here. I think that's another way they're trying to distract us with, feeling like that's how they messed it up by doing that, putting that off up in there. Let's see here. Where is here? Oh, I still want to play this for y'all too. Oops. All right. Let me share the screen. Okay, so remember earlier when I showed y'all that Yahoo story about she was being detained by in federal custody.
As Shanquella Robinson's family continues to search for answers in the death of their daughter, some are claiming a suspect has been arrested in the case. The 25-year-old Charlotte woman mysteriously died while on vacation with a group of friends in Mexico. They've issued an arrest warrant for one of the people on the trip, but some articles are saying that person has been arrested. Wake Up Charlotte's Megan Bragg verifying these claims.
Yeah, and this is the article that has been circulating on social media. It claims that there has been an arrest in the Shanquella Robinson case, but we wanted to walk you through the article because there are some red flags here.
When someone reports and shares claims that are not verified, this is how misinformation spreads.
First, the headline suggests DeHaan Jackson was arrested in the United States. As of now, Mexican authorities have not publicly even named a suspect. They have issued arrest warrants, but haven't said who the warrants are for. Then the article goes on to say Jackson was arrested by Interpol agents. So what is Interpol? According to the U.S. Justice Department, Interpol is an international police organization which provides investigative support and secure communication between law enforcement authorities. However, the Justice Department says Interpol does not have its own law enforcement agents. The article also states the arrest was made on November 28th. However, it does not give a time. It doesn't reveal exactly where Jackson was supposedly arrested or where she was booked. In the United States, when someone is arrested, they are usually booked into a detention facility, and that information is generally public and available for reporters to refer to in their stories. We also spoke with Shanquella Robinson's father. He tells us he has not been made aware of an arrest yet. The FBI also tells us this is an active and ongoing investigation.
All right, so this here was published December 1st, 2022.
So we want to remind you to double check what you see online and on social media. Of course, if and when an arrest is made and we can confirm it, we will send you an alert through our WCNC mobile app.
All right. So this came out, and of course, you know, I don't remember I'm just finding it now, you know, recently I found it. But when the story came out about Dejanay being detained, you know, they didn't really promote this, right? They didn't promote this. Betty says, Sloppy Joe must go. I like that. Sloppy Joe must go. Yes. Sloppy Joe up out of here. JP says, Crime Bill Joe makes me cringe. Me too, especially when I see him up there looking like, you know, confused sundowners. Can you tell me your name and date of birth? Who's the president? Reagan? Let me stop. That was you, dumbass. Janet says, unfortunately, Biden and Trump are too old to run again. But those are the two on the ballot, unless someone that can win steps up. So people are going to have to decide between those two. That's why I'm saying now we need to get behind. We need to get behind another Republican. That's what I'm saying. Nikki Haley. Sometime before this week is up, I'm gonna do a live, and I'm bringing up, you know, some people to talk about how these elections and the history behind all this stuff. Like I said, I never really put a lot of thought into this stuff. I was just a regular old citizen, and I would vote for who I felt, could do the best job. Like I said, I'm always, not always, but I've always considered myself a Republican. However, I did vote for what was his name? Obama, only because he was black, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people voted for him because of that, right? But he was Democrat, and look at how far, how much damage his administration did for us too. And that's why the other day when I played y'all that old video, which showed how this country, really is founded as a Republican, I pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one. Yeah. And see, when they that's how they do this little trickery stuff and start really confusing and conditioning us to think differently. Because Black people have been conditioned to believe we need to be Democratic, and that's how we get the short end of the stick all these times. Just for that very, very reason, I had to say the Pledge of Allegiance really quick to figure it out. Because, of course, it's groomed to be, oh, don't you be saying the Pledge of Allegiance and take a knee and all that stuff. Anyway, yeah. I agree with you. Not for anybody. Like I said, if the retirement age is 67, how can we have someone who is 10 and 15 years past retirement age running the country? Too old. These geriatrics need to sit down somewhere. Sit down and go. I don't know. Go play bingo. That's what the old people do anyway. Betty says, I already voted for my May elections. All righty. Thank you, Betty, for exercising and lifting your voice. JP says, I will pick an independent candidate. Okay. I feel like when we, split, sometimes you have to pick the best of, whatever, best of so many evils, right? If we splash out our focus on everybody's, voting for these and people that aren't going to make it. I remember back, when was this? Was it Ross Perot, right? Didn't make it, so it just kind of splashes out everything, and then that's how we're going to probably end up with having a Trump and a Biden on the election if we don't all together say, okay, look, we're going to all come together for this person here, Nikki Haley, who is supporting women's rights, supporting, the borders having protection, doing all these things. If we start voting for all these independents who not going to have enough votes to be able to actually get to when it's down to the two people, no. That's what I'm saying. So I'm going to put it all together and like I said, have invite up somebody who's going to really explain it more like kind of a chess game as far as like how these pieces move and who really has more of a chance to make it there. I hear you, JP6 too. So let's see, what is this? This was Monday. This is really Tuesday morning. So maybe Thursday night, yeah, will be a good time because I have to go back to work on Friday. So we do it Thursday. That'll give us all time. And JP6 too, get what you're saying, have it put together, and then come up here and speak it out to people. Because a lot of times we lose things when we put it off into chat and stuff like that. We want to elaborate a little bit more, right? And I like where you're going with this, right? Because we're going to have a nice little healthy debate. Janet says, again, I will never vote for a Republican. Okay. Feel free. You see, everything she said is a lie. Everything. Who said is a lie? Betty says there should be a certain age to run for president. Yeah, I agree. Janet says it was a white racist again that shut up people in that Texas mall over the past weekend. Let's say JP said America is a failed society. See, JP says we have little value to you. Little value to the something. Today, the world look at America like we are fools. Yeah, we got these people in costumes and, I'm a chicken. Let me stop. yeah, we do. See, Betty says Biden had a brain operation before. Well, he looks like he's got some deficits, right? Do you need help tying your shoe? All right, let me see. Fact checking. What is this one here? Oh, okay, yeah. Here we go. Let me just play this here. Play a couple more clips. All right, so this here is olden time about the death. This here also old school. Let me see what time date this was. This was November the 17th. November the 17th, right?
It's like a nightmare, man. It's I can't even.
So the FBI said they did their autopsy right on the 17th. They already did their autopsy on the 17th.
Sleep. I'm just frustrated. My heart is just aching, man. And as a father, man, a praying man.
Bernard Robinson is begging for answers about how his daughter, Shanquella, died last month in Cabo.
I just want some truth, because this don't even add up right.
He says he and his wife were told Shanquella died of alcohol poisoning, but
all right, Secretary of Health death certificate, official document there, y'all.
The autopsy says she died due to injuries to the spinal cord and neck.
This should say the death certificate shows the injuries to spine and neck. See how this here says death certificate, but the news people keep throwing this word up in there, autopsy. Just more of the confusion here.
A video has now also surfaced showing.
All right. Remember when I was, y'all probably don't, because y'all some new people and all those people ain't here anymore. All right. This here, I had showed y'all, the skeleton, right? We were saying how people was having questions about the gender of this person here. A lot of times folks don't really know how to tell which one is which. So there's some things that, a skeleton is your foundation, can't be changed. Certain, the gait, the way that the body is shaped is how you can tell male from females, right? A male is going to have this here straight back and these long arms, but this back and pelvis area are things that distinguish us. That's totally different, right? Anyway, let me just make this real quick.
When someone attacking Shanquella.
Through the grace of God, I think I'm gonna get to the bottom of it, sir. God not gonna fail.
Wow.
It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out.
Information out of Cabo authorities has been difficult to obtain, so I called phone numbers associated with all of her friends who went on the trip.
The subscriber you have dialed is not in service.
Most of the numbers are now disconnected, but 2 of them went straight to voicemail.
Sorry, mailbox is full.
I texted both of them and also paid them a visit since they have Charlotte addresses. No one answered at the first store, and the same with the second. And while no one was home when I rang the doorbell this afternoon, a neighbor did tell me this morning they spotted CMPD outside this person's home. I sent an email to CMPD asking why they were there. CMPD says they are not involved in the investigation since the case happened in Mexico. I also sent an email to the records division asking for.
So now y'all see, this here, they saying that no, everybody this time saying, hey, no, I'm not involved. It happened in Mexico. So if they weren't getting involved all that time, how did the FBI perform an autopsy on the 17th of November when they didn't sign up on the case until the 18th? This here was dated November the 17th. The FBI they didn't even say that they signed up until the 18th. So how they do the autopsy already on the 17th?
For a police report, and I was told it will take 24 hours for it to be available. As Channel 9 continues to seek answers, so does Shanquella's dad.
I'm not giving up. I am not giving up. I'm very confident that I'm gonna have a peace of mind.
All right, that was it of that one there. Let's see. Terica Dawson says, I can't get past the big package I saw during the attack. Thank you. I'm always grateful when people are brave enough to say this stuff because, they got everyone scared. They got folks scared to speak out against the people. And yeah, I pointed that out too. Good for you, Terica. What? What do you mean what? I mean, do I need to? Let's see what time y'all said this. Oh, I'm almost an hour behind. All right, if y'all still filming this over here. Okay, so yeah, I pointed out too. You can see it in the video. Let's see. I heard about this story. Oh, that was the the attack on the train. Let's see here. Betty says they are going to try to charge this man. They better not. But I guess I need to. I don't know. Let me stop for a word about that. You need to charge these people for unaliving Shanquella. You see, JP says I want them perked walked. Yes. Yeah. We need to see that. We need to see it. I don't think he should have choked the man out, though. I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. Like, I don't. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Like, there should never be a time that 15 minutes to hold somebody down like that. Because there's times, in the hospital when we have to take a patient down. Like, sometimes some of the ones are super confused, and they start to get violent, they trying to hurt or hit you or something like that. But, we don't take them down like that. We'll, have to get, security to come kind of hold them down while we, give them the medicine. We got ways, we nurses, we got ways to make you to conform to what we need you to do, right? We'll shoot you up, right? You're gonna get taken you down, right? But sometimes we need the security to come in there to kind of, I'm not coming up there with my, IV medicine to try to take you down unless you strap down, right? So we do use restraints and things like that. However, to get the people in there, we got to take them down sometimes. But no one's ever going around someone's neck. That's not how, no. Yeah, so I agree. He should have some type of accountability for that, because that is not a way to, even if the guy was threatening and all that stuff, the other two that was assisting in the takedown, with three of y'all had to, you still found it necessary to put to put someone in a chokehold. Yeah. I agree with you, Linda. I don't think he should have a chokehold on a man. Yeah, I agree with you. When I had just only saw the protesters and stuff, so I hadn't seen the actual video of what the guy did. And then how they write it out there, make it seem like he was being a good Samaritan and all that stuff. But a lot of times these narcissists will do very covert stuff to where it looks like he was just standing up for the people on the train. However, if your intentions, it's hard. I'll always say it's difficult to prove someone's intentions, right? Difficult to prove that. Hey, Kim. Kim says, hi, RN. Bystander say Jordan only hollering out and threw his jacket down. It was the Marine that went psycho. Michael Jackson. Okay. Yeah. And see, and there that I like thank y'all too for bringing off in this stuff, because a lot of times they will try to hurt your opinion and stuff like that. So yeah. And sometimes people are looking for a reason to, do stuff and then have an excuse to say they were defending themselves or protecting somebody else, because the movement itself, what do you think is going to happen if you put someone in this position? And that's what I was saying, as far as like when we watched the attack on Shanquella, Dejanay went right for the neck and did a technique to render this, conclusion. There was going to be no other result except for, Shanquella's demise by what you did. What you did, this is going to be the outcome, right? There's no other outcome. And then you can just say, oh, it was, it was just a fight. And this is, it was unfortunate that this happened. But what about, okay, even if he was still doing even if he was on there being belligerent or, aggressive and all that stuff, what you did as far as putting him in that position to cut off the airway, what do you expect to happen? What do you expect? What's up, Rebecca? Rebecca says, hey, beautiful ladies. Yeah, we got a couple gentlemen in here too. I'm starting to see that more, starting to be a few more gentlemen in here. Used to be like 97% ladies. Now it's down to 75%. But anyway, see, Betty says, Kim, you are telling the truth. Yes, I agree with you. Karen says, JP6, how far it is from DC? There are a cluster of hotels in the area. Yeah. And then too, y'all, since the thing is so early, maybe we could do like a meetup for lunch or something like that. Some type of local place where we can, local public place or something like that. Where we can do like a place, just something just to show our support and all that good stuff. Let's see, it's different for a man. Linda said he was a Michael Jackson impersonator. Oh, the guy that was killed? Oh. I'm here for all victims of all ages and all genders. Overcome the fear of facing the abuse. Wow. It's different for a man. JP6 says 15 to 20 minutes from DC. You flying into DC? Yeah. Hotels in DC are expensive. Yeah. Yes, I'm going to run into problems trying to navigate. Oh, y'all talking about some. Y'all talking personal stuff over here. You see, JP says when you coming in, it can be or easy. It depends if you know what you're doing. You need my email. Y'all hooking up. Let me stop. Janet Jenkins says, good question, Ariane. Why is he putting him in the chokehold? Because it was 3 of them there to hold him until police came. Plus, he's a Marine and knows how to kill. Yes. And that's what I was saying as far as like when people were saying that it was they didn't intend to kill Shanquella, that but I was saying like with the techniques that was being done and the neck and head being targeted, there was no other outcome. And it looked like all of the moves, let me go, I'm gonna have to show the video again. The moves were, intentional, right? And they were real moves that were executed, to the utmost and got the desired results. Yeah. And it was like he was going to use that as an excuse. And like I've said before, you can't prove someone's intentions. Yeah. He put him in that chokehold. What do you think supposed to happen? And the same way that they gave the life expectancy of 15 minutes for Shanquella with the broken neck, what would you think was going to happen if you are applying pressure on someone's neck for 15 minutes? He should be charged. Yeah. Yeah, and then we distracted with, look what they're trying to do and over this, and the guy was on there, and this guy's a hero, and blah. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's why you have to look at everything. Because how you had them, it looked like a technique, right? And then even Officer Tatum even said it was a technique, right? So it was part of their training. He may have saved life. See, Betty says, this reminds me of George Floyd. Okay. Yeah. They need to analyze that too, because he looked different from the other two. It didn't take all of that. It didn't take, and if he's a Marine, he should know better. He ought to know better. And that's wow. Wow. That guy is a victim. It's called white privilege to me, Betty Yellick says. JP6 says, they are bringing up these cases to distract from Shanquella's case. Yeah. He meant to kill him, Betty says. Betty says, that's right, enablers. Yes. And Rebecca says, that's true about parents upholding their children when they know it's wrong. Yep. Yeah, that Murdoch, dude, he was upholding the son who had, was responsible for the one girl dying on the boating accident thing. And they had done all kind of little cover-ups and stuff like that too. Yeah. That Darrell Brooks, his people covered up for him. Right? Yep. Ernie says, I agree. We need to respect each other. Yeah, I'm so late. Karen says at JP says, thank you. I thought I had your email. We're coming in on the 17th. Departure is 21st May. I have your email. Thank you. Okay. I feel like I'm reading y'all's private stuff here. All right. God don't like ugly. Yep. We don't either. That's right, Betty. Okay, so let's see. Ernie says, no, Sister Betty, let's keep trusting God. Vengeance is his. Uh-oh, did I miss something? This case is ruined. I think it's just being slowed down. So what we doing here, y'all, keeping everything, keeping it hot, we should be fine. We're going to bring it back together here. Tape, uh-oh. I ain't going to put y'all stuff up there. Anyway, y'all got y'all stuff over there. There, see. Betty says, a lot of countries are banned from coming to America because of the crime. It was on the news this morning. Really? Wow. Ernie says, I'm standing with Brother Robinson. God's justice will prevail. Thank you, Ernie. Yes, we standing there too. Let's see. Betty is praying for Shanquella Robinson's family. Betty says, these people are feeling guilty if they're running away. They ain't feeling guilty and they ain't running. They feeling good because they ain't got away. They feeling in their mind they ain't got away with it. That's what I was saying before in the beginning, y'all. They wasn't hiding. They knew they had slid in the home base and felt safe. Right? Let's see here. Betty says, hold the choke holder accountable for his actions. I agree with you on that. I agree. And I wasn't expecting, to agree because I didn't know how this whole thing went down. But just to look and see, I'm like, oh, okay. Like I said, I'm always going to be on the side of truth and right? Yeah. He saw an opportunity to, get away with unaliving this person. Put him in a chokehold, really? All right, so let me see here. Let me get ready to wind down here. Let's see here. Betty says he was ex-military. He knew that was a dangerous hold for 15 minutes. Yeah, right? We already know the autopsy said 15 minutes after this here whole neck thing was broke. Right? Dang. We got to get justice for this guy. Because this guy's going to get off with it. Wow. Yeah. Dang. Betty says the ex-military man went crazy. He gave him an excuse to kill a black man. Oh, I done down here. Let's see. Y'all still here? Yay. Yeah, we still here. Yeah, we still here. We still here. But we're about to wrap it up though, because oh yeah, I already did almost 2.5 hours. And tomorrow will be more detailed, more streamlined. And that's super sad that wow. All right. So anyway, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for stopping by, like and subscribe, share the video, and come back tomorrow. I'll have something, for the next few days since I'll be off work and all that good stuff. But yes, we still do have to continue to keep it hot for Shanquella, and I'll see some of y'all out in Washington, D.C. too, y'all. And then JP6, find us, come up with a space where we could, after the march on that Friday, maybe, a nice little public spot that don't have too many rats. Or we can, someplace where we could all meet up and, something, Justice for Shanquella Robinson and strength in numbers and all that good stuff. Register to vote. Consider your candidates. And I love y'all. See y'all tomorrow or later today, because it's already tomorrow. And another video and another live too. Peace and love.